What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. According to Andre, there's about a 30% chance she's scamming me for a green card. It's the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
You're not scamming me, are you?
No! And let's, first of all, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Do you feel like I'm scamming you?
No, not...
As Yara said, do you look like a sugar daddy?
Oh, how dare you. No, I do. I never thought you were scamming me.
No, I would never
once.
scam you. No reason to scam you.
We always say it, I feel like, but it's a little bit of a different situation because you were here already in the States.
I could still scam you, but...
You could scam me to stay here.
Yeah.
But I also feel like let's make it even across the board here. Americans scam Americans all the time. I feel like
all the time.
I feel like a lot of times, you get an attractive lady kind of just scamming a man for his money. It doesn't have to be an international.
Yeah, people
sort of
scam each other
fraud.
all the time. I'm not scamming you.
I'm not scamming
you. Are you
either.
scamming me?
No. I could scam you, I guess, in a way if I wanted.
How would you scam me?
Let me think about this. Well, you do take care of me.
I do.
You do
Way too
loads
much.
and loads of laundry. You cook dinner. So in a way, I guess we could be using each other, but fortunately we're not. Fortunately, this is all about love, Teresa.
All about love.
All about love. Anyways, guys, yes, as my lovely wife said, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year 2023. Finally, because I've been saying that it's 2023 since October, and everyone's always like, what? I'm like, no, what? And they're like, you're confused. And I'm like, you are,
You're living in the
I am
future.
confused. I've been living in the future, so I'm really happy it actually is 2023.
It caught up to you.
So I'm not gonna be sounding like an idiot when I say that because it's the truth.
Here's what I'll do, and I think most people do. I don't think most people fast forward. Most people will still write 2022 on, I was going to say like checks, but I don't think people, that would be 1992. I don't know who's still writing checks. But I think you tend to write the date for like a few weeks wrong.
Yeah, usually. I don't know what happened to me, but...
You were looking forward to 2023 so much. I don't know necessarily why.
I mean,
2022 is a good year, I feel like.
It was an interesting year.
Yeah. We had a good time, I think. No complaints.
We always have good times.
We always have a good time. We hope you guys had a good Christmas, a good Hanukkah. I feel like we haven't talked to our friends in weeks.
Well, we were on a well-deserved
It's
vacation.
very true.
I unplugged for 3 days, then I was chatting with you guys. But yeah, thanks everyone who said Happy New Year to us, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. I hope I got back to all of you guys. It was great. We had a great time. We hope you had a great time. We unplugged. We were relaxing.
We were in the
enjoying
nature.
the nature.
Yes.
That's what I love to do.
In the woods.
That's how I relax.
Although, we had a planned vacation. Our planned vacation was supposed to end Friday?
Friday night.
We were
We're
supposed
supposed to come back on Friday
We were
night.
supposed to fly back to Florida on Friday, but our flight was delayed, and we needed to make a connecting flight, which we would have not made because of the delay. So we decided, hey, YOLO, let's extend the vacation a couple more days.
Yeah, thank you, United Airlines.
So good thing we had some hotel points. We extended the stay, and we had ourselves a nice little New Year's Eve elsewhere instead of having it here in Florida.
Yeah, and I'm happy. I almost feel like we should have done it to begin with. For some reason, we didn't.
I know.
But it ended up working out for us. And when we saw this opportunity, like normally I would be like, oh shit, I can't believe we're gonna miss the flight. But this time, Jordan and I were just walking to breakfast and seeing our United app saying, oh, you're not gonna make your flight. And we were like, YOLO, let's stay. And it was so easy to do it because we actually wanted to do it. So
yeah, we did. Obviously, you never want the vacation to end.
Yes.
And I feel like this was just a reason to not have it end. And so it all worked out. So
that was great.
we had a great time. We had a great New Year's, a great holiday break. We hope you guys did too.
Yes.
But I'm happy to be back here. Watching this episode, I don't know if it was because it was a good episode or if it was because we haven't watched or podcasted
It was a good one.
since 93, but I was just like so immersed in it. I felt like this is what it's all about. I've missed watching this television for so long that I was just so happy to sit down and watch the show.
We haven't podcasted since last year.
Hey!
Classic New Year's fun.
It's very true. But here we are. We're back to podcast, and we're kicking off the year with the tell-all, No Limits!
No limits.
What kind of name is that?
They're trying to get the most out of it, and I'm here for it.
It sounds like a Skid Row tour. It sounds like Kiss is going on tour. Like, No Limits! It's just they're going out for drinks and then going to the
I'll
stage.
tell you what, the last tell-all of the Single Life. Was it a Single Life? Yes.
I don't know what happened.
That was really good.
3 parts.
Yeah, and it was
Right.
really good.
Oh,
But
yeah.
This is just unbelievable. And I had to say we all love or hate or love to hate Angela, but she's so out of control. Out of control.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You always think that, oh my gosh, she cannot do anything worse than she did last time. And then she shows up.
She does.
And she does.
But that's why it's sort of wearing on me, because I don't know if it's authentic anymore or if she's just created this persona. She's like, I need to go in there and I need to, what's even crazier than showing my boobs within the first 2 minutes? Just leaving within the first 2 minutes. And then she does that. And I feel like, all right, is this real or is this a show?
Oh, I think it's real. I think she built up her confidence with this new body and working everywhere, talking to young guys. She thinks like she's a sex bomb. Like she probably has no mirrors in her house. And I almost feel like that she was crazy before, but this whole thing of like the new body, new boobs, like empowers her to be even crazier.
But that's fine. Like you should be confident in yourself, but you don't need to be so over the top, so grotesque, grabbing your crotch, shaking your ass.
She was rubbing her crotch.
She got out of. we were just watching it. We were watching it last night. The Michael Scott, The Office, when Michael Scott goes to give the speech in New York when like all the shareholders are pissed, and he's like, I'm gonna do the twirl, and right, and Angela got out of the cab and she like did the twirl, and then I'm pretty sure she grabbed her crotch or something.
Oh, really?
But that's too much. Like, be confident, right? Love yourself, but don't make love to yourself in public.
But that's her. Like that's Angela. Like she is gross in a way. She says gross things. She is aggressive.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse and worse. But I truly believe that that's her. Like she's not playing a persona. She became that persona.
There's that movie. I think it's a Jackass movie. Maybe Bad Grandpa.
Yeah.
She would be Gross Grandma. That would be her movie. Don't want to give her any ideas. Anyway, we'll get into it in a second. Before we do, a little housekeeping here. Let's do it real short and sweet. I think you guys know the drill. Follow us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. We do some memes over there. We share news. We share scheduling updates. We talk to you guys, which is the most fun part. I think you guys send us some by the way thoughts. You share your thoughts on the episode. So follow us at Married to Reality Pod on Instagram and chat with us.
Chat with us, guys.
Chat with us. Tell us how your New Year's was, how your holiday was. Let's all share this new year together. Also, join us on Patreon. All right. A lot of big things happening over on Patreon, patreon.com/married to reality. We are right in the thick of Love in Paradise.
Yes.
We are doing, I think, what is dropping now? 5 and 6, episode 5 and 6 of Love in Paradise. And so, that is a wild season.
What?
It's a wild season, and that's taking us to Darcy and Stacey. We're kind of just doing this Love in Paradise thing in the meantime. It is airing on TLC now, but it aired on Discovery Plus a short while ago. So we're covering that now, and then we're going to be covering Darcy and Stacey very soon, I think.
Very, very soon.
In a week or
Can't
two.
wait.
So get over there, patreon.com/married to reality. As always, the family affair level gets the video. They get the extra bonus podcast every month. We did the first 2 episodes of David and Annie.
Yes, that was fun.
That was fun. They're a good time. So check it out. There's the Friends with Benefits level. There's the Cousins Club, which is where the bonus episodes start. That's where Love in Paradise is and where Darcy and Stacey will be. And then also the Family Affair gets those bonus episodes, of course. So check it out, patreon.com/married2reality. Also, guys, just make sure you're following the podcast right here. It's so easy to do. You follow it, you'll make sure you never miss an episode. We have, well, not big news, but news. Married at First Sight is coming back.
Yes, it's coming back. It came back, right? They did a matchmaking.
They did like the matchmaking special. We were on vacation. We thought we don't need to cover that. But this week, I think it really comes back.
Yes. Remind me, when do we air this? On Thursdays?
MAFS?
Yeah.
MAFS will air, I believe Thursday evenings.
All right. We'll see how it goes this week.
Yeah, Teresa's going to have some oral surgery.
I am getting 4 of my wisdom teeth removed tomorrow.
Yes.
So
wish her luck.
I've heard different things. Some people say, oh my gosh, you'll be in pain for days. Some people say, oh, you'll be fine the next day. I think it's very personal.
You're tough. You're tough Eastern European, Central European, depending on who you're talking to.
I'm very tough. I just fell. On vacation. I literally rolled off the road.
We completed a very difficult hike, and then we were walking back to the car in the parking lot, and Teresa decided to barrel roll down the pavement, but she brushed herself off and continued hiking.
Well, the worst part was that if I fell in the nature, it would have been as bad as when I fell on a pavement, and I have bad knees. So
it would have been as bad, or it would not.
It would not. If I fell in the nature,
it would have been softer.
It would have been softer.
Unless
but
you hit a rock.
Yeah, I haven't fucked up my knees since I was like 15, so I look like a teenager now.
Ew.
Like bloody knees.
Right, like you were skateboarding or something.
Yeah, like I was skateboarding, but good times. I am tough. I brushed it off and we went on another 4-mile hike.
Anyways, Married at First Sight is back, and so we will be covering that right here. So follow the podcast. Yes, this week should come out Thursday night if Teresa's in bad shape Friday, but stay tuned. It'll be right here, so look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot. Yes, it's going to be a little basic, but as hot as the new year.
Ooh.
Guys, I'm excited. I usually am not. I usually am depressed at the beginning of every new year.
Who cares? It's all make-believe. It's another day.
It is make-believe. I'm not depressed because of that, but I was depressed the past couple of years during COVID. I haven't seen my family in a while. I was like, is this going to be the year? So I always had this little, what's going to happen next, right?
Sure.
But I feel like this year, I don't have this feeling. I don't know if it's because we spent the year on the vacation and I'm still in vacation mode, so I don't really get to feel that way. But I'm excited.
All right. I can understand a little bit of sadness that the holidays are over. But being sad because it's a new year, time is just a construct, I think is what they say.
Look at this guy, guys.
I don't even know what that means. Anyways, smash it like it's as hot as the new year. We hope all your New Year's are going to be super hot. So smash it.
Yes.
Smash it. And last but not least, you had something else to say?
I was just going to say, I had a different smash it, but then it had something to do with outfits, the segment.
Oh.
And I did not want to, I last minute decided not to give it away, so.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Okay.
We'll get there soon enough. Before we do, last but not least, if you haven't left a review, please, what a better way to kick off the new year than giving us a review. You can rate and review on Apple Podcasts. You can write a review, and if you leave a 5-star review, we'll read it right here on this podcast, the one you're listening to right now. And speaking of reading reviews, I got a new one I would love to read.
Ooh, do it. First review of 2023.
It's the first one I'm going to read.
Yes.
These go back. This one's from the summer, but yeah, this is like when you're the firstborn baby on the new year, and then you get all the press, you get all the accolades. So firstborn right here, Rock and Roll, our friend Rock and Roll sending us this review. They write, came from Reality Gaze, but stayed for the Tabasco.
Ooh.
Teresa, do you remember the Tabasco debacle? I think you had combined fiasco and debacle.
Yeah.
I think you had combined and coined a new word, Tabasco. And
Tabasco is a good word. I forgot about it. Thank you for the reminder.
I think I put some Tabasco on my eggs on vacation. But We should bring that word back because it's a great word. Anyways, Rock and Roll says, I'm a total 90-day crazy person, always looking out for new podcasts that cover my favorite dumpster fire of a show, and so thankful Reality Gaze introduced me to these two lovely humans. They're joyful, fair in their critiques, and I just love listening to Teresa come up with new words. There you go.
I love that. I do it all the time.
My mentor is from the Czech Republic, so her accent is personally very comforting and brings me nothing but warm fuzzbees. John seems like an absolute mensch of a man. Well, thank you.
What a review.
Thank you, Rock and Roll. What a review. Very, very, very seldomly do I get mentioned in these reviews, but it's nice that Rock and Roll shouted me out.
People love you.
Well, okay. I'm glad you do, and that's all that matters.
I love you.
That's all that matters. We know we're here for Teresa.
What a beautiful review. No one's here for me, guys.
Oh, come on.
We are here for you. You are here for us. We're all here for
each other. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Rock and Roll.
What a great review to kick off the new year.
That was beautiful.
Rock and Roll. I like that.
Rock and Roll. And it's ROQ. It's rock.
Ooh.
Rock. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Fancy.
Where did that come from? Rock and Roll. It's a little posh spelling.
I like it. It's like when your name is Ashley, but your parents decide to like spell like something different.
Like
so
L-E-I-G-H.
Yeah, so you're not like a basic Ashley, but you're like a cool Ashley.
I mean, it's hard not to be a basic Ashley. Let's just be honest there. It's very difficult. So anything can help. But all right, that is the housekeeping. What do you say? A little 90-day, by the way. Just a little 90-day.
You have any?
I got a couple.
All right.
By the way, number one. So there's been a lot of ups and downs for Russ and Pow.
Okay.
You remember Russ and Pow. But apparently they're still going strong.
Are they still living in an RV?
That's the by the way. Teresa. They have given up RV life.
What?
They've given up RV life. Apparently, they are building their dream home.
Okay.
They just moved into a different home that they can live in while they build their dream home.
Build like with hands.
I think they're building it from scratch.
Where?
I don't know if it's their hands that are going to be doing the building, but someone will be building this home. Florida, of course.
Okay.
Orlando, where all 90-dayers go to Orlando.
They better get like good insurance for all these hurricanes.
Yeah, very true. If you guys are listening, make sure you get some hurricane insurance. But yeah, so they split up like a year ago, a little bit over a year ago. I think they took some time apart. They separated. And they're saying it was living in such close quarters during COVID, living in an RV during COVID. They just couldn't take it anymore. It was causing strain on their relationship. So they split. But now they're back together. And they're going to build this house and move into this house as like a way to start fresh.
Okay.
So speaking of starting fresh for the new year, here you go. Right?
Is she still doing the WW?
I don't think it's WW anything, but www.com, maybe onlyfans.com. She's wrestling, yes.
Yeah.
But I think it's some local Florida wrestling.
Do you make money?
Enough to get out of the RV, I guess. I think Russ makes decent money.
Yeah,
he's like an engineer.
In the oil industry? There is not a lot of oil in Florida.
I don't know what he does.
In Texas and Oklahoma and all those states.
I don't know what he does now, but they're moving out of the RV. They're going to hang on to the RV, they said. They said, we'll use it for traveling or whatnot. We think there's still a place for the RV in our lives.
Nice.
But they're just not going to live there anymore.
Nice. Why Orlando?
I don't know, because she loved Miami, right? They lived in Miami. She loved that. I don't know why Orlando.
Because look, there is no ocean.
Courtney is in Orlando.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Not to shit on Orlando, but it's like if you live in Florida, I think a lot of people are here for the ocean.
Yeah.
And then you're in Orlando.
Maybe it's not Orlando. It's not in my notes. I just kind of said
ocean.
I kind of just said Orlando. I think it was Orlando. I didn't take note of it. But either way, in Florida, building a house, living in a house, leaving the RV, starting fresh, trying to reconcile. Let's see. Congrats to them.
Congrats.
And good luck, I'll say. Okay. By the way, number 2.
All right.
Do you remember Tim and Melissa?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're going to say.
Tim used to crawl around in the backyard with his cat. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were still together.
They had a baby.
Hello.
You know how many friends messaged us this? I told you today. I'm like, are you going to do, by the way, that our friends told us about?
Oh, no.
And you said, no, that's not good news. Why are you doing it?
I read a different message.
Oh.
Oh.
We got multiple guys. Thanks for sending us. I literally replied to all our friends who sent us this information saying, oh my gosh, this is wild. Thank you guys. I'll make sure that John knows. Then I asked John, he's like, nah.
Well, you weren't specific.
That's not good.
You didn't say, oh, are you going to do the story about Tim and Melissa having a baby? You just said like, I said, I'm doing my by the ways. And then you said, oh, are you doing the story that our friend sent us? And I said, no, I don't think so. I think I have others. And then you were just like, okay. But you didn't tell me anything specific.
I should have.
I opened up one message and it wasn't this story.
Oh.
That's the issue. Well, it's not the issue. It's good. You went through all the messages. You responded. And then I went and I just read one that wasn't responded to yet. And it was a story. And I forget what that story was now.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing this because I was like, when you said it, I was like, okay, you're too posh.
It's a great story.
This great information.
So thank you, everyone. Sorry I don't have your names because Teresa had read and responded, and so I didn't see them come up. But thank you for sending this in. This is a great story. Apparently, they got engaged in March of 2021.
Which we knew.
They've been living in the States.
Wait, they live in the States?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
See, and now they posted on Instagram that they had a baby around Christmas. They posted this photo of the three of them, and then they took it down. And then I think they reposted it without the baby because like, we probably shouldn't put our baby's face out there. But it's a girl. They had a daughter, Lois.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how you say it. But yeah, so all right. Thanks for sharing the news and Teresa. Jeez, all right.
It's like sometimes it's the same thing when I ask you to take the garbage out and you're like, now?
What are you talking about?
It's the same thing.
It was a misunderstanding.
It was, same thing with this.
Teresa's not telling the whole garbage story.
It is a garbage story.
I had showered and I had put on my PJs. And then Teresa was like, can you take the garbage out? And I was like, now I just showered and put my PJs on. All she meant was like, we live in an apartment. You guys know we live in an apartment. She just meant like put it outside of our front door, like in the hallway.
So they can pick it up.
Yeah, don't go outside to the dumpster. So it's just a little misunderstanding.
And I did it. I'm like, okay. And he's like, oh, that's what you meant. I'm like, you very fancy sometimes.
A little misunderstanding there. All right. Thank you, everyone who sent in some, by the way. And there was actually a couple others that I can get to. I think I try to do more time sensitive ones. There's certain evergreen stories that like I could do next week and they'll still be just as interesting. This one was a little more time sensitive, but I didn't see it. But so I'm glad you guys sent it in. Thank you. Keep sending in, by the way, as I can use all the help I can get, especially when we go on vacation, Teresa.
Yeah.
All right. That's that. What do you say we do it? What do you say we get into it? The reason we're here, Sunday night, 90 Day Fiancé, Season 7, Episode 18, Happily Ever After.
Question mark.
The tell-all, no limits!
Part 1.
So this was just wild. The way they did this, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know.
I love it.
I loved it too. I almost thought they didn't even need to start the tell-all yet. They could have just kept episode 1 as just all this preamble stuff.
But I think they had to because they're going to be mixing in them going out.
Right.
And stuff. So it's not just, normally if you just, everyone arrives, we sit down, we chat with them, and they go home, right? This is very different. And I'm curious, like, did they hire a new producer? Like somebody what's going on? I
think they're watching. Everyone's got to, keep your ear to the grindstone? Keep your ear to the ground? I don't know. But you got to keep
your ears somewhere.
You got to keep your ears and your eyes somewhere. And I think people are watching Love is Blind, and Love is Blind is doing the after the altar. They're all going on birthday parties.
Yeah, that's actually, it sucks kind of.
Well, you didn't like that?
Not really.
But didn't we watched another show. And we're like, they're just doing the Love is Blind thing.
Ooh.
Maybe it was, MAFS. When MAFS had the birthday party.
Yeah.
So everyone's...
You know what? That's my problem with it. I think those are scripted. I think those are, you see people trying to act, but they're not actors and actresses. So it becomes awkward.
But I think TLC or Matt Sharp or whoever is going, look at when you get all the cast together and you introduce some alcohol or whatever, things get wild.
Oh my gosh.
And so they're like, how do we do that in our own way? They're not all friends. We can't just send them to a retreat in Vermont for a weekend. What do we do? And they say, let's fly them into New York early. Let's get them to hang out with each other. Let's get them to talk to each other. And that's what happened. Before that, though, we kind of just bounce around hometown to hometown. And we start in Hazelhurst, Georgia, 72 hours before the tell-all. And I wrote in my notes Hazelhurst, and it auto-corrected to Hazelhurts. And I was like, sometimes autocorrect just gets it. Like, because this Hazel hurts me to watch.
It hurts me too, but in a good way.
Speaking of hurts, does Angela have a new piercing?
Oh, yeah.
That like an upper lip piercing? That looks like it hurts.
I first thought that, I feel like I've seen it before. I thought it was something else, like a big, what do you call them?
Like a Cindy Crawford
pimple.
mole.
Like a pimple.
Okay. Like a diamond pimple.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm like, no, it's a piercing. I remember my friend got it when we were 15. It became very popular. I think one rapper or someone had it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people started doing piercings in that spot.
A lot of people.
This is like 15 years ago.
A lot of people do. Not usually 60-year-old women. Yeah.
Well, she's not that old.
Well, age is just a number. But yeah, I was like, is that new? You think you've seen it before on her?
Maybe on social media or something.
I wish she was wearing that mask that she wore on the last tell-all to cover that thing up, because that was a distraction. But speaking of appearance and trying to step up one's appearance, we see Angela and she's trying to pick out an outfit to wear for the tell-all. And she's consulting her like 7-year-old granddaughters about like, I want to make Michael jealous. I want this slutty outfit. And
I want to look hot.
You're talking to 6-year-olds, Angela. Someone call Child Protective Services.
They were very witty. Like, yeah, Mima, you gotta look great.
I know, but it'd be one thing to be like, okay, let's pick out something cute. Like I always talk like, let's not infantilize people, but when they're near infants, infantilize them. Be like, okay, what would be pretty for grandma? Don't be like, I want to make Michael jealous. What's going to be all skanky? Tell me, what does Mima look hot in? Like, it's so off-putting.
Oh,
Hazel hurts me to watch this, Teresa.
I mean, you cannot expect anything less from Angela, but somehow the girls decided on something great. I don't know if it was a dress or
I think it was a dress.
A jumpsuit. Basically, Angela found it. She thought her boobs are going to look great. And she's like, yes, thanks, kids. Thanks for helping me pick this. It's like, okay.
Kids, where are your parents?
Yeah. Ooh. Well, where are your parents? Because Skyla is there helping Angela pack.
Yeah, Skyla comes in, and Skyla's conceptual when it comes to the outfits. It's not just like, oh, what shows the tits, what shows the ass. Skyla's like, you got to wear something black for the death of your. This is a funeral. This is the death of your relationship. Wear something black, then wear that red hot number the next night to find a new date.
It's pretty good.
It's fine. It's fine.
Skyla does not like Michael.
Skyla's over it because Skyla knows, or in her mind, she thinks she knows that Michael's up to no good, right? She was like, Michael keeps showing you who he is. You keep ignoring it. And so Skyla just once and for all wants Angela to be done. Done with this.
Well, Angela is not done just yet because she has a secret weapon. It's a man.
So
it's a man.
At first, I thought it was, I want to say Billy. Yes. At first, I thought it was Billy, and it still could be. But then she's like, well, this man agreed to help me expose Michael and all of his shady bullshit.
Which makes me, I almost feel like maybe it's someone from Nigeria who knows Michael that she befriended.
That, or remember when she went to like Stalkers R Us or whatever that weird IT place was.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this is not some private eye at all. This is like Geek Squad.
Yeah.
It could be like someone like that who's like, oh yeah, I found someone to tap into his phone and get to the bottom of all this.
Well, first I thought that she has a man.
Right. That was the other thought.
She has someone, I think, who's going to help her expose Michael. And then she kind of talks about how she thinks that all this shady behavior started after Michael met Usman, which he got the BJ way before he met Usman.
He hasn't got the BJ.
So I don't think anything shady started when he met Usman, but I believe that maybe Usman gave him a few points how to get a free iPhones and PS1?
PS1, that would suck.
PS5 and how to get the ultimate fans. And Angela's like, this is it. Like, Usman is, what did she call him later? A bitch?
Oh, yeah.
And
I guess
she
just a
thinks
bad influence.
Michael started misbehaving after he met Uzi.
Yeah, well, which we all know is not the case.
It's not the case.
Maybe it got worse, but we have no evidence of that.
No,
but
okay, first of all, there is no way that Michael, if Angela was like a nice person, let's say we all said things about Jenny and Samir and there is a big age gap, yada, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're nice to each other. Like
Jenny's
not, we saw Jenny losing her shit a few times, right? Sure. But almost in a good way. I almost feels like, yes, like you need to vent Jenny because there is a lot of shit going on. But Jenny's nice, right?
Well, it was always when Jenny got upset, it was, from what I can remember, it was never really at Sumit. It was at Sumit's family.
Yeah,
and
at the
why.
circumstances.
Well, she was upset at the circumstances. Yeah, when Angela gets mad, it's over the dumbest little high school bullshit.
Over
of
everything.
Like, well, you followed a girl on Instagram, and then it's the end of the world.
But like, when Jenny gets upset, they yell at each other a little bit and it's fine. But Angela gets so nasty that Michael, he really, really, really must want to come to the US. Otherwise, there is no way he's putting
I don't
up
know.
with that shit.
I would have said that too, and almost this episode made me rethink things because we'll get to it, but when the tell-all eventually starts and Angela storms off and Michael's like, well, I'm not gonna be on camera with the rest of the cast if my queen's not here. It's like, okay, is he playing the game because he knows, well, I definitely won't get a green card unless I follow suit and do what Angela wants?
He's playing some game because, as you said, Angela said she's about to expose Michael for all his shady stuff. So maybe Michael's like, shit, I better behave.
That's a good point, too. All right, we'll see.
We'll see.
In the meantime, in New York City, we have 48 hours till the tell-all. And we have Andre and Jovi at a bar having drinks.
I've been there.
Where haven't you been there, you hussy?
I mean, what did you just call me?
Where haven't you gotten free drinks in New York City?
That's true. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I've been there. Anyways, they're at the bar, at the cask, chatting. And I was like, these two? Really? And later on, I'm like, oh yeah, I see it. I see
well,
that.
here's what's great about the tell-all. No limits is that they're
like, what is
they're
that?
creating. Why they call it no time limit? They have no time limit because they're going for 8 hours total. Like this
limits.
No limits, Teresa. But what they're doing, I like this. They're creating tension. They're creating little fights before the tell-all even starts, or allies before the tell-all even starts. Like, so for here, Andre and Jovi are together. They're getting drunk, and they're at each other's throats before the camera even presses record.
That's very true.
And then in another instance, like Kim and Jenny, they're going to form this alliance.
Yeah.
Right? So like, they're almost, the TLC producers are playing this puppet master where it's like, we're just going to get everyone to a fever pitch, to a boil before we even hit the stage, and then shot out of a cannon. So like, I like what they're doing.
I like it too. Let me begin with this. Okay, I absolutely cannot take Andre. He has to stop cursing because I cannot take the beef.
Yeah.
I seriously am so annoyed by him. He cannot put a normal sentence together. And I don't know what he does for a living if he's still selling houses.
Sure.
He better not be cursing at his clients. Otherwise, I don't understand how he makes any money. Because I could not talk to this person. If he was talking like this, there is no way I'm sitting through even a one beer with him.
No, you're 100% right. Every time his segment comes on, I think the smoke detector is going off.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
beep, beep. Like,
But
is he burning something?
And the worst part about this is like he's always so aggressive. He has no sense of humor.
I know.
And maybe he's playing it all, but I kind of doubt it. I think that's his personality. He's so dry, and he learned cursing in the US. And that's all he freaking does. And I can't take it.
The surprising part here is, so basically what's happening is it's just the guys. Yara is MIA. Libby is home because she's pregnant. She's on the verge of giving birth. But so it's just the guys. And Andre's like, oh, no Yara. I saw Jovi at the hotel. I didn't see Yara. Maybe trouble in paradise. And Andre all of a sudden starts becoming this like relationship expert in the way I thought he was about to bring out a talking ball. Like he goes to one therapy session and all of a sudden he thinks he's this expert. And yes, he was swearing a lot, but I was like,
oh my gosh.
But I was like, okay, he's actually trying to speak some sense in a way. I thought it seemed
Was he?
through all the cursing. Through all the cursing, I think he was trying to, I don't know, maybe be a problem solver, maybe be a shit stirrer. I don't know which. But I just thought it was a different side of Andre, seeing him with Jovi than him with all the loudmouths or just him with Libby. It was a different side.
I mean, out of all the loudmouths, I only like Chuck, to be honest.
Shout out to Chuck.
Chuck is my favorite person. Everyone else, like, I don't even need to see on TV. And maybe, just maybe, Andre doesn't curse this much in his private life, but I doubt it. Because I feel like if you wanted to be on your best behavior, it would probably be on TV.
Maybe. Or it's a persona.
But anyways, I got through like all the beeping. It's freaking annoying. And Jovi kind of poked the bear, and I liked it. Because Andre is complaining how he thinks that Libby's family reported him to 1-800 immigration. And Jovi is like, well, don't you think that you are the problem? Like, you're causing all the conflicts? And I'm like, yes!
I know, but Andre was like, yo, me the problem. Look in the mirror. You're the problem in your relationship. It just started, to become this back and forth.
It's because Andre cannot take any criticism, any like even constructive criticism, like, hey, maybe there is something on your end that you're not doing right. Oh, how about that? He cannot take anything.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Anything.
When they first sat down, he was trying to be this mediator between Jovi and Yara, who wasn't there. But you're right. As soon as it was turned on him, he completely lost his shit.
And it's like, Jovi didn't say, oh, I think you're the problem. He eventually did, but he said, well, maybe you are the problem. It's a question. Like, think about it. Maybe there is something you're doing wrong. Like, you're causing all the conflicts. Andre, I don't even know what he said because it just became like the fire alarm. Just beep, 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 beep. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Jovi eventually has enough and takes off. But I was like, this is genius. Right now we're going to go into the tell-all, and these two are already at each other's throats.
Yeah, and Jovi even said it. He was like, well, I thought we were having a friendly drink. We're going to put the past behind because they kind of got into a conflict on the last tell-all. And he goes like, but now I feel like he's my ultimate enemy. And I'm like, okay.
Here we go. Yeah. And then we go to Lagos really quickly. It's 36 hours before the tell-all. It's Usman in Lagos. He's checking into a hotel to get ready. We didn't learn much here, but we learned. Well, we learned. We didn't learn much, but we learned one big thing.
Yes, they broke up.
Kim and Uzi, no longer. They have called it quits.
I mean, she did the classic 90-day move when she threw the ring at him.
Yeah, but then the other classic 90-day move is, I'm sorry, let's get back together.
True.
Let's make it work. And that classic 90-day move did not show itself. It was just the ring throwing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. Otherwise, poor Mahadi, I don't know what would happen to him.
I hope Mahadi makes an appearance. Or at least Muhammad. Someone needs to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, but apparently, yes, they broke up. What? But they still talk and chat all the time.
Yeah, well, no surprise there.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should take a little bit of a break.
Why?
Because, what do you mean?
I'm just so excited talking about this.
We got some commercials.
Okay.
So let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go back to New York City. All right. I'm sure it'll be another bar or jewelry store Therese has been to. So we'll be back in a second. And we're back.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Teresa. Are you ready to head to New York City?
Let's go to Roosevelt Island.
It is Roosevelt Island, right?
It is, yeah. I just judge it by the proximity to Manhattan.
Yeah.
Because like if you were in Queens, it's farther. So it was that we've been to Roosevelt Island multiple times. We used to go rollerblading there.
I love it there.
So yes, it was.
It's just such a strange place to film.
It is because you have to get on the gondola to get there.
You have to get on the gondola.
You can drive there too. You can drive.
I think it's hard to drive to.
One of the bridges. I think you have to go to Queens and then come back. I'm pretty sure you can go to Roosevelt Island.
I think you're right. Is there a subway? Is there a train there?
There is one stop, yeah.
So there's ways to get there, but it's just like if you want to film in a park, there's 94 parks in Manhattan that you can go film.
Maybe the ladies wanted to explore the Roosevelt Island.
I don't think it was their idea. This is Jenny's first time in America in 3 years, and she's like, Roosevelt Island. I've had my eye on Roosie.
Well, I'm pretty sure people love the gondola.
That is
We
fun.
were looking into living there, remember? But then we realized that there's only one train and then the gondola is not as fun. It is fun, but it takes a while to get somewhere.
And for being outside of Manhattan, it's still like Manhattan prices.
Well, because it's pretty much Manhattan.
It's basically Manhattan.
Yeah.
So, okay, Jenny's in New York City. Sumit doesn't have his visa, so he's not there. Mm-hmm. But she's got a new friend, a new bestie. She's with Kim.
Yes, and Kim is a big supporter of Jenny. She understands the relationship, and they're both born and raised in San Diego. They're California girls.
Yeah, they found a mutual bond. They bonded over being, San Diego, California girls, having issues with their man's families. And they have one other thing in common. They're both terrified of Angela.
I mean, who isn't? And I'm with Jenny because Jenny says, I don't do well with people who act like this. I don't like people like that around me. And I'm with her. Like, I would get very uncomfortable too because there is, you never know what to expect. And it's like Angela has no filter when it comes to her words or her behavior. And so I can see how people are on an edge around her because you don't know if she's gonna slap you or hug you or curse at you. Like, you don't know.
I feel like I agree with you, but Angela she's more of a retaliator. So I don't
what does it mean?
If Jenny just sat there, I don't think Angela's gonna start going for Jenny. But you need to do something. You need to catch Angela's eye, and then she's never gonna forget it.
That's the thing. It's like, yes, but I think they're just nervous then. Maybe everyone shares their opinion during the tell-all, and sometimes people get into a little arguments, but it's usually just words, right?
Yeah.
Angela is the one who stands up and gets into people's face, and you never know if she's actually gonna jump someone.
You know what else? And I don't know for certain, but I have to imagine, well, I know for at least the last 3 years, Jenny's always called into the tell-alls.
Yeah, that's true.
She's always been on screen. She's never been in the room.
Yeah.
There may have been a time 4 years ago or whatever that she was in the room. I'm not sure. But right. So maybe she's she's atrophied a little bit and she's nervous about being in the room, being face to face with Angela and everyone else. And so that's why she's nervous. Kim, on the other hand, well, Usman and Angela have a direct conflict. Mm-hmm. So now Kim is a little uncomfortable about that.
Yeah, and apparently Angela blocked Kim in social media, and Kim kind of said something that I agree with. She's like, we're in our 50s. Like, what's going on, right? Like, why are we blocking each other?
Well, because Angela may be 50, but she acts 15.
Yes.
That's exactly what's going on.
These two, Kim and Jenny, they have each other's back. Kim said, if someone comes for Jenny, I got her back. Besties.
And Kim can take Usman's side and defend Usman, but they're not together anymore.
Yeah.
Kim can just let it go. If Angela comes for Usman, again, let Usman be on the TV screen.
Yeah.
Stay out of it, Kim. There's no need for you to get involved. That would be my advice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.
So let's stay in New York City, but let's get off Roosevelt Island. Let's get on the little ski lift, and let's get off Roosevelt Island.
Fifth Avenue.
Let's go to Fifth Ave. 24 hours till the tell-all. Yara and Shida arm in arm jewelry shopping.
Okay. I think it's one of those small jewelry shops that are off Fifth Avenue. Remember, like, they sell like diamonds and stuff, but it's like not on Fifth because you have the fancy store on Fifth. You have Cartier, you have Louis Vuitton. I'm telling you,
Teresa lived in New York, guys.
they would not allow them to film. I think those are one of those like tiny
Maybe.
stores that sell real shit,
Yeah.
right? But they're off.
Maybe.
They're
yes.
hidden.
They were looking at like 15.
Have you watched Hidden Gems with
Oh,
Adam
Uncut-
Sandler?
Uncut Gems?
Uncut Gems, yeah.
Yeah. No, they were looking like a $15,000 ring or
And
bracelet or something.
Yara made herself sound so rich. And maybe she is, but she's like, yeah, is it 1,500, 15,000? It's like, oh, I can just buy it. Like, and
I think
He's like,
she
oh,
was-
I just spent 15,000 on the ring.
I think she was joking. I think
Was
that
she?
was dripping with sarcasm.
Maybe, but Shida was like, oh, I wish I could do that.
Shida spent the entire season in New York City.
That's very true.
Right? They spent every episode in New York City, and now here she is
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
I can see how Shida is a fan of Yara because Yara does speak up for herself. Yara has a baby. Yara has a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Yara can boss Jovi around a little bit. Like they can, I think they have a pretty equal relationship. And
Yep.
if someone has a little more to say, it's Yara.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
For Shida, she has no say. She has no business. She has no baby. She
But-
has nothing but Bilal, who is kind of like, as we learn later, keeping her in the shadows.
But Yara does speak up, and Yara does,
That's what I said.
I know, empower herself. Shida doesn't go that far.
No, Shida only complains.
Right. So I think, as Shida said, oh, I'm inspired by Yara. Well, okay, but then maybe you need to be not aggressive, but be a little more forward and yeah, not complainy, but stand your ground,
Yeah.
make your arguments, right? And also, she took Bilal's shit. She set this precedent where it's okay, pick me up in a van, take me to a house, like I'll accept all of this.
Yeah.
Yara would have bought a plane ticket with her own
Yeah.
money and flown back to Ukraine. She's not going to put up with that shit. So
Probably,
it needs
yeah.
to go. It needs to go beyond. Oh, I love that Yara has her own business. It's like, okay, but Yara also respects herself, and I'm not saying Shida doesn't, but she's not respecting what she wants out of life. It doesn't seem like.
There is one thing that Shida said that I don't actually buy. Shida said that Bilal doesn't want them to have a joint bank account.
Right.
It's actually one of the requirements for the visa. When you apply for a green card, if you talk to a lawyer and you don't have a lot in common, because they didn't, she just came to the States
Yeah.
and she has no money and she cannot work, they basically almost make you open a joint bank account. We did that before we got, before. We did that. You remember?
We did it, but again, you're saying it's suggested. It's heavily suggested,
Yeah, it
recommended.
is.
It's not necessarily.
No, but it's gonna be
Mandated.
like if you don't do it, the immigration might question like, okay, well, how is she getting money because she cannot work?
Right.
Unless she has a trust fund back home.
Well, then-
what is she?
Think about it. Maybe they do have a joint bank account on paper, and Bilal just never gave her the debit card.
Yeah.
Never gave her a checkbook.
And that's
never-
what I'm saying. Like, if you talk to a lawyer when you do this whole green card process, the lawyer will literally be like, hey, like, these are things that are easy to do. You should do them. Otherwise, you're going to jeopardize a chance to get your green card. And I think, like, Jordan and I, we had a ton of evidence, yet the lawyer was like, all right, you guys have, like, just enough. I'm like, what
Right.
else could we have?
Right.
And we did it all. We had the bank accounts, like, we had all that. But that's why I'm like, well, that's kind of a BS. I'm pretty sure that they must have done that.
But let's go with what we're hearing here.
Yes.
Is that at least as far as Shida says, she doesn't have access to it or doesn't know about it. And so she's worried, okay, if you're hiding your bank account, if you're hiding your salary, financial information, what else are you hiding? And Yara's like, yeah, like if you can't see his bank account, he could be buying plane tickets for another woman. Like, and you'll never know. It's it's so paranoid. That's absurd.
Yes, it is. So I
Bilal
think
could
she
have
was
his-
exaggerating. But
We have a joint bank account. We also have our own individual bank accounts.
Yeah.
For that exact reason. So you can't see when I'm buying things that I don't want you to see. Whether
what
it's
don't you want me to see?
plane tickets for my girlfriend or a Christmas gift for you. Like,
True.
I don't want you to see, oh, why did you spend X amount of money at this place that you never shop?
Yeah, you
Like,
also buy a ridiculous amount of T-shirts. I would be like, why are you buying all the T-shirts?
Yes, I would Definitely suggest a joint bank account and also your own bank account.
Yeah, I think it's smart for sure. But yeah, I think the joint account is a must for the green card. I'm not even joking. I didn't make this up. It's a thing.
No, I just don't know that. I would say it's a must, but I would say it's probably...
It's highly suggested. Highly recommended.
Yes. Not lawyers over here. We just know from our experience. All right, 16 hours to the tell-all. Shahid is back at the hotel with Bilal. She's feeling empowered now. And I just love that Bilal was at the hotel himself the whole day. Nobody wanted to hang out with him. Like, they probably said, like, Andre, do you want to, like, get together with Bilal? Like, go for a walk and talk? No. Jovi? No. Like, everyone hung out with someone except Bilal. Nobody wanted to spend time with Bilal.
Oh, maybe he's like, oh, I've just been in New York. Let me just relax.
No. If production tells you to meet up with someone, I'm sure.
Maybe.
I'm sure everyone was like, no, we already met up with other people.
Well, he could have met up with Ed. Apparently, Ed is a big fan of Bilal.
Yeah.
But no one is a fan of Ed, so...
Yeah. Okay. So Shahid is there, brings up the joint bank account conversation, and Bilal just gets worse and worse. He's like, oh, here's an idea. Have a piggy bank. We can have a piggy bank at home. Like, that's so insulting.
It is.
That's so childish to avert the conversation and just be like, yeah, you want to have a joint bank? We can go have a bank. We can have a piggy bank.
Or, okay, she said she has to ask him for everything, right? Like, say she goes grocery shopping. All right, you don't want to have a full joint bank account. How about you have a bank account that you both have access to, and he puts certain amount of money a month there that she can use on things. Because she cannot work just yet. So she needs some sort of an income, and I'm sure that part of the, oh, I marry you, we'll wait for the papers together was that I'll take care of you.
There has to be some arrangement, right?
Oh my gosh. And that's why I'm like, oh my God, you're making it so difficult. Like, just give her a credit card that you have the same name on it, put a limit on it, and roll with it.
But he's so manipulative that I could almost see him being the one to purchase everything for her. Like, oh, you need toiletries? Let's go to the store. I'll get them for you. You need a winter jacket? Let's go. I could see him not giving her like, okay, here's $100. Go get underwear if you need it. I could see him wanting to be a part of every transaction, everything that she does.
And
so
if you look
controlling.
at her, like, she wears fancy purses and stuff. So I'm sure he purchased it.
Yeah.
But I can see him buying it as a, okay, you see how much I take care of you. Like, here is a purse.
Oh, he will never let her forget.
Yeah.
If he's ever taken her on a trip, if he's ever bought her something, even after the helicopter thing, it's like, what do you mean the helicopter was so amazing? Now you got to go ruin it. Everything is like, why are you ruining this? I did this for you. I made it so nice. Now you're ruining it.
True, but I also dislike Shahida because she's such a complainer, and that freaking kid thing is so annoying that they both, I just dislike both of them. Like, Shahida just talks about how she wants to be empowered. Be empowered.
Yeah.
Like, do it.
Yeah, stand up for yourself.
And if you don't like the fact he doesn't want to have a kid and all
leave
that,
him.
Leave him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Then
8 hours.
8 hours.
8
Angela
hours.
in New York City, living it up. New friend. Who dis? Jen.
I think she is so out of control that she cannot keep any friends. I think she always gets into arguments because, remember, Renee just disappeared. I'm pretty sure that they got into some nasty fight or something, and Renee was just like, I'm fucking out of here. And she didn't even tell the camera. She just left.
Has anyone seen Renee? Do we have proof of life for Renee? Because I'm nervous about her.
I think she has all these disposable friends that they're good for a little bit until they maybe judge her. Maybe they say something about her, and that's it. And she finds a new friend.
Yeah, I almost feel like she's auditioning friends because after the breakup with JoJo, like, because her and JoJo seemed like, okay, we're almost like Molly and Cynthia. Like, her and JoJo had chemistry, had something when they were together. It was fun. She's almost auditioning new friends because she needs her partner in crime for the show.
Well, now we have Jen with fake lips and who I don't know what else is fake, but here is Jen and Angela. That's why I said, like, the more like I think she is so confident with her new body, yet whenever Michael fucks up, we see her break break down and cry, right? But when she walks down the street with her backless dress in New York City twerking with these young guys, like she's loving it.
Don't confuse confidence with cocaine, Teresa.
You think Angela's on cocaine?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. I don't know what she's on, but to be however old she is, in her 50s, with that much energy.
She's drunk.
Drunk or something. She's twerking, she's spinning, she's grabbing her crotch, she's in the hotel room dancing, like
twerking.
I'm tired just looking at her. And I don't know if she's doing Celsius, Red Bull. I don't know what she's doing, but
I mean, Red Bull vodka can keep you up all night.
She is got some energy.
Yes, she does.
She's got some energy, and she's going to take that energy to the tell-all.
Oh, my gosh. Well.
Should we do it?
You ready for the tell-all? 7:30 a.m.
Day one. Tell-all, day one. All right. Do we start with everyone's favorite segment?
Let's start with Outfits the segment.
My favorite segment, at least.
All right. I included everyone, even the people who you don't talk about.
What?
All right.
Oh, okay. I didn't include them.
Just because. Let's start with them. Liz and Ed. Like, we don't talk about them. Who cares? But Liz needs to move on from Ed. I'll just say this. And she needs a little longer dress. Because her dress is very short.
I wish I was paying attention, though.
I just don't think it really fit her well. Like, I don't think short dresses fit me well either. I like when it's like midi.
Okay.
Because it's like it can hug your figure a little better.
Okay, I'm going to have to go back and take a look, but all right.
But she's wearing this mini pink dress and she looks like someone ran her over. She needs to leave at.
They were matching, which is always the tell if you're still together on
They were matching?
He was wearing, I just remember him wearing
his pink Crocs?
Yeah, I remember him wearing all black and then pink Crocs. But then when he goes to stage, he's not wearing the Crocs anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, Ed is wearing pink Crocs, looking like a blob.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. All right. Kim and Usman, right? Kim looks fine. I think last tell-all, she got this glow up. She looked good on the last tell-all. This tell-all, nothing extra. She looks nice. She's like a sparkly dark dress.
It was like a shimmery blue-green.
Yeah.
I thought it was classy.
That's what I'm saying. Like
tasteful.
she looked nice.
It was tasteful,
but nothing like wowza.
Not a knockout.
Yeah.
But not offensive in any way whatsoever.
No, she looked good.
Yeah.
And Uzi, classic. He's wearing his typical outfit from his region.
Classic gray outfit. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's nothing crazy. Jenny and Samit, they're matching, wearing Indian style outfits.
Yeah, the traditional.
I like how Jenny brought it in to America.
Oh, she loves it.
Oh, she absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
So classic, red color. They're rocking it together.
Look good.
Jovi and Yara.
Oh boy. All right, I have a lot to say about this.
All right. I get that. Okay, let's start with Yara. First of all, who did her makeup? Her makeup is on point. She looks horrible.
Oh boy.
This makeup is not good. And this is, I don't know, there is no way she did it herself. Because when you see Yara, like on camera or on Instagram, her makeup looks good.
Well, Instagram's filtered, but okay.
True. I'm pretty sure that they did her makeup and
Maybe.
it's not good.
Okay.
Her face is flat.
I can't say anything about the makeup. I don't know anything about makeup. I liked her dress.
I did not.
Okay, see, I liked the dress.
I liked the shoes.
Love the yellow heels.
Love the shoes.
Love the yellow heels.
I didn't love the dress, but I loved what she was doing.
Okay. Well, okay, right. So obviously they were wearing blue and yellow, support Ukraine. Obviously.
Yes.
Love the message.
Yeah,
love the symbolism there.
Yeah, overall I loved what Yara's wearing.
Hated Jovi's outfit.
Oh my gosh.
Hated you. Worst dressed.
Worst dressed.
Jovi.
Absolutely. The yellow is one of my favorite colors. Yellow and black. Not that yellow.
Oh.
That was horrible.
Please.
What is he, a butler?
Oh. Please, I can't even talk about this outfit without getting sick. It was
He
like
looked horrible.
It was a bluish. It wasn't even a blue suit. It was a blue.
It was like gray.
It was a bluish
gray.
suit. Yeah, bordering on gray. And then this yellow shirt. It clashed. I feel like Yara had this idea last minute or something. Let's show our support for Ukraine with the colors. And this is all Jovi could find.
Well, I almost feel like Jovi didn't get the memo until like the morning off.
And it's like a last minute Halloween costume where they're sold out of everything good. And he's like, okay, well, this is the closest I can find to a blue suit. And it doesn't go with this yellow shirt.
The yellow color was horrible.
The
worst dressed for For sure.
He would have been better off, because again, love the yellow and blue symbolism. He would have been better off with a yellow button down and then wearing like blue chinos or like blue khakis and just left it at that.
Yeah.
That suit was so bad.
It was so bad. It didn't fit him at all. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Angela and Michael. Michael, classic, wearing the outfit of his region.
Yes.
I always say the region because I always forget exactly where they're from and I don't want to butcher it.
It's just a traditional,
Angela is wearing a green jumpsuit. I hate to say it, but she looks decent.
Somewhat classy.
Somehow, yes.
She didn't listen to her 4-year-old granddaughters and go with the red, but this looks good.
She looks, for Angela, looks good. I like the jumpsuit.
Her titties look secure. They don't look like they're going to pop out.
I thought that was good.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Bilal and Shaida. All right. Shaida, the worst dressed, right there with Jovi.
Oh, I
Bilal,
disagree.
the best dressed.
Bilal best dressed.
Pillow.
Bilal best dressed.
Right?
Hands down, no question.
He looks great.
Light gray suit, this flowery button down.
Oh my gosh.
Looks fantastic.
He looked fantastic. Shaida, however, looks like she's at the beach vacation and doesn't want to get too much tan.
See, I didn't mind it. She was wearing the light blue hijab and then like a flowery blue and orange dress. Oh,
I wouldn't even wear it on a vacation. It looks like I would maybe wear it when I'm cleaning around the house.
Oh, I didn't mind it. But
horrible. And what I'm saying is because she usually also dresses well.
I thought what she wore when she was shopping with Yara, I thought that was killer. I thought that looked great.
That looked great, yeah.
It was like that two-tone plaid.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm giving her shit, because I know she can do better. This was horrible. I don't know if she was worst dressed or Jovi. Like, they go hand to hand to worst dressed of the tell-all.
This wasn't offensive to me whatsoever. This was middle of the road. I didn't think it was great.
Horrible.
But Bilal stole the show.
Oh my gosh, Bilal out of control, looking fat.
And I hate to give him
I'm giving him the credit.
Praise, but yeah.
And then we have Andre and Libby.
Okay.
Andre, like, what is that pattern? I feel like he's been wearing these patterns.
I don't think it's a compliment when Jenny says, Submit would love to wear a shirt. Like, Submit would just absolutely love to wear a shirt like this. That's not a compliment you want to receive, I don't think.
Well, Summit is the same age as Andre,
yeah, but he's not a fashionista.
He's not, but sometimes, like, Summit has his moments.
I guess.
Summit has his moments.
I guess.
So it's not that bad, but
Andre dresses like Chuck. They match, so.
No, Chuck dresses better.
Okay.
Chuck always looks great.
Don't mean to offend Chuck.
But then Libby, pregnant Libby, looking actually very fabulous.
Looks great. Red dress.
It was a rusty dress.
It was a rusty red.
She wore that color before, and it looks good on her.
It was a rusty red.
So kudos to Libby. Nice makeup, looking very pregnant, but very pretty.
Mm-hmm. And so,
then, last but not least,
is this your best dressed woman?
Sean Robinson, best dressed woman.
Always.
That coral dress looks fabulous.
I wasn't sure what color. I wrote peachy, but I guess coral is the appropriate term. And it was like pleated, which it was nice.
She looked fabulous. I mean, she always does. I think she had her moments throughout all these tell-alls that I was like, not my favorite dress. Yeah. This was beautiful.
No, she's been looking better than ever.
Oh my gosh.
These past couple of tell-alls.
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic. All right.
We covered everyone.
I think that's everyone. Let's get into it.
I'm glad that you're on the same page with Bilal, because I knew you're going to be.
And with Jovi. That was atrocious.
Yeah.
Because he's also not like a fantastic dresser, but he's never offensively dressed.
No. I was just disappointed with Shaida because she can pull it off. Like, she can dress well. This was just horrible.
All right. I disagree there, but we're all entitled to our opinions.
All right. So everyone's arriving. First, we get Kim and Ed, right? And obviously Liz.
Yes.
And then
Jovi and Yara.
No, Jovi and Jenny.
Jovi and Jenny.
Yes, and Yara comes in later. But they all start talking, and basically they all bond over their mutual hate for Angela.
Yes.
And people are liking Ed. I'm like surprised, but so far, I think it's gonna change because we heard the tell-all.
Here's the thing. If you just watch the show, yes, there are some repulsive things about Ed, but it's really when you get away from what TLC chooses to show you and you read about him and you hear about him, you go like, okay, this guy, there's some problems with him. So if the cast isn't digging too deep, they might all be like, yeah, what's wrong with Ed? Like, we all, the first time we all met Ed, we were like, oh, wow, good for Ed.
Oh, I thought, and then he started making the comments
about Rose
that I was like, he's disgusting.
You're right.
But they all bond over hate for Angela, and then Bilal comes in and Ed loves Bilal. Ed actually thinks that Shaida is a gold digger. And he loves everything that Bilal did. He loves the van scam. He loves it all.
Ed is such a douche.
He is such a douche.
That when Bilal walks in, Ed was like, what do I say? Shalom? Is it shalom?
Yeah.
Is it hasta luego? Like, just so disrespectful.
Yeah.
And Bilal was laughing it off in a way, but I was like that's
he didn't like it. He didn't like it.
I know, but he could have come at him worse. And Ed even called when Jovi walked in. I think Ed was like Usman, and like he said Jovi's name was wrong. He said Jovi's name wrong. It's like it was just I don't know if he was nervous, confused, what. But it's like such a douche move.
I don't know. But next we have Andre comes in and also Yara, and they kind of like start talking about the Jovi Andre hangout, right? We learned that Jovi asked Andre to hit a couple of strip clubs.
Classic.
Which is a no-no for Andre, right?
Right. Which I'm surprised. Did Andre say he's never been to a strip club?
Oh, I can see it. I can see him being like the Moldavian, the man of the house, like one wife, one life.
Now you're just making up slogans.
But yeah, I can see how he's a very like
okay.
Yeah. But Jovi is like, well, Yara, you should hear what he said about you.
I know.
And basically, apparently Andre called Yara a gold digger.
Yes.
Which Yara fires back.
Yeah, that's a stereotype. I'm not an Eastern European stereotype. Don't stereotype your own culture. And this is when Andre, I don't know if he got a job at 1-800-Immigration or something, but he has all the facts now. And he's like, the numbers don't lie. 1 in 3 couples are a scam. And I didn't believe this at first. I was like, there's no way 33% of
look at you doing math.
International couples are scammers. But I Googled it. 30%.
Really?
It's not that 30% are a scam.
Like international couples or Eastern European?
I Googled percentage of international couples that are scams or fraudulent. And there's that website, I forget, is it Nolo or whatever website, when you Google international relationships and law and stuff, this website comes up and it said immigration suspects, or immigration says 30% of international couples are suspect. So maybe that just means like, okay, 30% of the cases that come across the desk, they go, well, this is interesting. Let's look at it further. I don't know that it means that 30% are actually scammers. It's just like 30% maybe have some red flags. But I was like, damn, Andre, like you got it right.
Maybe he called 1-800-Immigration.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Yara fires back. She says she owns 2 businesses. She makes her own money. Like, get out of here, Andre, right?
Yeah. Then Angela shows up, right?
Yes, not to the room full of the cast members because we hear Ed telling everyone to ignore Angela, which I thought it was a little aggressive. I was like, let people do their own thing.
I know, but that's right. That is the move. Like I said, she sees a little shiny object and she just grabs at it like a cat. That is what Angela does. If everyone just sat there and minded their own business or talked to other people, sure, Angela would try to interject herself.
Yeah. Speaking of shiny object, Yara is nervous about Angela because she got new boobs and she doesn't want Angela to rip them off.
Oh, boy.
But Angela arrived.
Yes.
Twerking outside.
Did her little ass shake, crotch grab, whatever. Yeah.
And she FaceTimes Michael. Basically, and this was hilarious because Michael doesn't know what's going on. Yeah. He picks up and she just starts like yelling at him. Yelling and yelling and yelling. And Michael just saying, okay, baby. Okay, baby. He's like looking at the phone, like putting it next to his ear. I'm like, what are you doing? She's FaceTiming you.
Yeah, he's terrified, I think.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't want to make one wrong move. And she even said like, oh, he better respect me or answer me or I'm going to send those divorce papers in. So she's put him on notice for sure.
Oh, and he knows it. He knows it.
So everyone goes to set.
Yes.
Angela is the last to walk out.
Yes, and she walks in wearing her slippers, which I was like, wait a minute, they're about to start. Why are you wearing your slippers?
That's interesting. So was this a premeditated move that she knew she was going to leave?
I don't know. They always have the slippers during the breaks for the girls.
Maybe she was going to change at the chair.
Maybe. But she walks in wearing her slippers, says, "Hello, Ed, you motherfucker."
She goes around the horn. She like fist bumps him.
Yeah, and then calls him a motherfucker.
But you crazy motherfucker. I think it was like in like a loving way.
Well, that's what I thought too, but then I was like, then I thought back to Ed when he was like, everyone ignore Angela. There must be some bad blood. So unless Angela is kind of like trying to be above it with Ed, but then she goes, looks at the TV and calls Uzi a bitch.
Right. She can't waste her time with Ed. She goes right to Usman's TV. He's like, stupid bitch.
Not even 10 seconds in.
Not even 10 seconds in. Not even 10 steps in. And then she's like, hey, Michael, look who's here. That lying son of a bitch, Usman. Like, just right out of the gate, just causing shit. Usman and Angela start going at each other. And
hard.
Angela's yelling at Usman, like, you're using this woman. Sean's trying to get control of it already. She's already lost control.
Yeah, and then Yara is like, Angela, like, sit down. And Angela comes for Yara, like, in her face. And I was like, oh my gosh, Yara, hold on to your boobs.
She did well. Yara, like, she didn't stay the most calm, but she stayed seated.
Oh, no. I think she was very calm because she didn't yell at Angela. She just said, Angela, sit down. And Angela came and literally was in her face, and I just loved that Yara was just sitting down. She didn't stand up. She wasn't trying to be a macho pushing back. She was just sitting down. Was like, don't yell at me, just sit down.
And that's the way that it's when if you come across a bear in the woods while you're hiking, you don't start yelling back at the bear.
Oh, you do.
You kind of, it depends what kind of bear it is.
Exactly. if it's a black bear, you do yell back.
Well, don't give false information. We're not sure. One bear, you yell back. One bear, you play dead.
Black bear, you yell back. Grizzly and brown bear, you play dead.
Mm-hmm. All right. It was one of those. Don't take our words for it.
No, do take our words because we hike, so we studied all the videos.
I know, but I always get so confused. I'm like, if this ever happens, I'm never going to remember.
It's because black bears can also be brown. Like black bears can have brown.
No, you have to look at the hump.
The hump and the size.
That's the grizzly. The grizzlies
grizzlies are bigger and they have the hump.
Okay, but my point is like, yes, if it's a grizzly bear, you don't yell back at it. You kind of just like, all right, yeah, you're the boss. You're the boss. And that's sort of what Yara did. Usman thought it was a brown bear or a black. I don't know which one.
Black bear. Brown bears are also dangerous. Brown bears, you play dead. Usman thought it was a black bear.
No, actually, Usman thought it was a pig. Usman thought it was a pig. Because he yells out, go and get your seat, pig.
And then he just keeps saying rubbish, which I'm like, it's so British of you.
And that was the final straw.
Oh, my God.
Angela storms off already. That was the earliest storm off I think there's ever been.
And Sean is like, that was one for the books, guys. That never happened before.
Yeah, she's like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
And so Kim tries to explain, well, a couple years ago, this is what happened. And Angela thinks when anyone's doing well, they're a scammer.
Yeah, and then Uzi's like, Angela is the worst thing that ever happened to Nigeria.
It's Toby Flenderson. It's everything that's wrong. Angela Deem is everything that's wrong with Nigeria.
Toby Flenderson is everything that's wrong with the paper industry. Well, so Michael sees the green card slowly disappearing in front of his eyes if he doesn't say anything. So he stood up for Angela.
He's like, Usman, you've said a lot of things against my wife. And Usman's like, well, get yourself away from this prison you put yourself in. Go look for someone who loves you for real, someone who will allow you to be on Instagram, someone who lets you live your life. And that was it. All of a sudden, Michael is offended now, and he takes off his microphone and he leaves.
Yeah. Usman is like, she'll kill you at an early age.
I couldn't believe it. So now Michael and Angela have left the set.
Yes.
Outside, Angela's telling her new bestie, Jen, that she wants to go back to the hotel. In Nigeria, Michael's telling the camera, well, I'm not going to sit down with the cast if Angela's not there. And so Michael FaceTimes Angela and is like, I don't want to be on the stage without you. I can't do it without you, which maybe you're right. I kind of saw it as love, but it could just be love of America.
Love of America, indeed.
And so on set, Sean's like, well, we need to move on. We can't wait for these two.
Yeah, so they're starting, and it's just kind of like going around the room, saying hello to everyone, right? Starting with Jenny and Summit, and poor Jenny is emotional because she misses Summit. He misses her too. That was just
Summit
beautiful.
Goes, without Jenny here, my house doesn't feel like a home.
Aww.
And Jenny just loses it. She starts bawling.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, okay, that seems
Yeah,
like
I
real
think
love.
they're doing good. I think their struggle will be the fact that he wants to adopt a kid and the whole family.
Adopt someone. Don't be so specific. Though. Sure,
Maybe
I can adopt someone.
Maybe Uzi can get them in touch with Mohammed now,
right.
and Mahadi is not gonna be adopted by
Exactly, free agent.
Usman and Kim. Well, then talking to Yara and Jovi a little bit. Yara's back in the U.S. for now.
For now.
They might go back to Louisiana. They may move to Florida. Maybe Prague. It's not out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll unpack that too.
Yes. Then we move to
Bilal and Shaira.
And here we go. So Sean brings up, well, you had this 9-month pregnancy timeline. Where are you at?
They're banging without condoms.
Banging with no protection.
Ooh.
Shada's like, we tried a couple times to have a child. And we're all like, wait, what? You trying to? And then Sean just moves on. I'm like, no, we need more answers.
Yes, and she said we'll unpack it later.
The old tease.
We have 3 more episodes.
No limits!
And then we have pregnant Libby. She's less than a month away. Apparently,
Yes.
Andre is helping her with Ellie. And
Yes.
I know I give Andre a lot of shit for his cursing and his aggressive personality, but I see him being a good dad. I'll give him that. I hope
agree.
he at least tones down the cursing in front of the kid.
I think so. If you go on the YouTube pages during his songs, I don't think there's many beeps.
Yeah, that's
I don't think his
good.
children's songs are explicit rated.
No, I see him as a good dad. I have a lot of issues with the way he is, but he seems like a good father.
Yes.
Then Kim and Uzi,
Last but not
they're
least.
officially not together.
But they're friends.
And they're cool. And Kim is actually down being friends with benefits.
What?
You weren't banging when you were engaged.
Right. What benefits? Keep sending MacBooks and Xbox? Are those
Probably,
the benefits? Right? Because no sexual benefits when you were together.
Kim said before they call it quits, officially, she wants to see him one more time. So
Ooh.
I'm sure she's going to fly to Nigeria one more time.
Let's see.
I guess the new iPhone's coming up. So
That's part 1.
that's part
Who
1.
knows what else is going to happen? There's 3 more
That
parts.
was good.
There's no rules.
I was out of control.
No rules
we see
anymore.
Angela gonna return.
Oh, yeah. She comes back.
She comes back in her slippers, so we'll see.
I'm sure there's a big payday for this. If normally they make whatever, $2,500. Mm-hmm. If this is a 4-day weekend extravaganza, I'm sure there's a big paycheck she doesn't want to miss out on. So we'll see. Stay tuned. We're back in the saddle. Vacation's over. We're here. In the meantime, check us out on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/Married to Reality. We got To Love in Paradise happening over there. Darcy and Stacey will be happening over there. So check it out, patreon.com/Married to Reality. Follow the podcast right here. It's so easy to do. And you're going to want to follow it because, as we said, Theresa's getting some oral surgery, so we're not exactly sure when the MAFS podcast is going to drop. It'll be Thursday night or it'll be Friday night. It'll be sometime very soon, but if you follow the podcast, you'll make sure you get it as soon as it drops. So easy to follow. You just look down, you smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as the beautiful review we got from Rock and Roll.
Rock and Roll, my favorite review of the year.
Thank you for sure.
My favorite review of the year. So thank you, Rock and Roll. That was a very sweet review. If you guys haven't left a review, please do.
Do it.
You can rate, you can review.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? Send it on over. If it's a 5-star review, we will read it on this podcast. So come on. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, send it over. Rate us, message us, talk to us. Patreon.
Patreon, message us, Instagram, rates, reviews. You guys know the drill. You guys are the best. Thank you for listening. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Happy
guys.
holidays. Let's do this thing big in 2023.
Yes.
All right. I think I've said it all.
I have said it all.
You said it all? That means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.